Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to continue our 1950 one and done baseball tournament using Action PC Baseball. This is the Bracket 2 final, so this is the semi-final before the championship, and it will pit the 1950 St. Louis Cardinals, number 5 seed, who I will be managing, against the number 2 seeded Detroit Tigers. The St. Louis Cardinals of 1950 finished in the National League 5th with a record of 78 wins and 75 losses. The Detroit Tigers in 1950 finished 2nd in the American League behind the New York Yankees with a 95 win, 59 loss record. The computer will be managing the Tigers. Let's set that preference now. And I shall be managing the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, this is the Bracket 2 final, the semifinal, to see who will go on to face the winner of the St. Louis Browns and the Boston Braves out of Bracket 1. This has been one of the best one-and-done series that I have done. Great games, some shocking results, just a lot of fun. So let's quickly go to the starting lineups for the St. Louis Cardinals. Batting first, playing third base, Tommy Glaviano. Batting second, playing second base,
Red Schoendienst.
Red Schoendienst. Batting third, playing left field, Stan Musial. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Enos Slaughter. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Bill Howerton. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Marty Marion. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Rocky Nelson. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Del Rice. Batting ninth, doing the pitching, Jerry Staley. Staley had a record of 13 wins, 13 losses, 3 saves, earned run average 4.99. Can Staley pitch the Cardinals to the championship? A semi-final victory, and then on to the championship game. We shall see. For the Detroit Tigers, batting first, playing second base, Jerry Pretty. Actually, hold on a second. Batting first, playing shortstop, Johnny Lippon. Batting second, playing second base, Jerry Pretty. Batting third, the third baseman, George Kell. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Vic Wertz. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Hoot Evers. Love that name. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Johnny Groff. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Don Calloway. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Bob Swift. Batting ninth, on the mound, doing the pitching, Fred Hutchinson. Hutchinson, 17-8 with a 4.08 earned run average and 231 innings pitched. So here comes Tommy Glaviano to lead it off for the Cardinals in this semifinal. This is the Bracket 2 championship, but the semifinal overall. The winner will face the winner of the St. Louis Browns and the Boston Braves in Bracket 1. Glaviano, 285, no home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, in 1950, 285. 11 homers, 44 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Glaviano grounds it through the infield, a leadoff single into right. So Tommy Glaviano's on first. Callaway to hold him on. Glaviano 5 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes
Red Schoendienst.
Red Schoendienst. I'm just poking a little fun at myself. If you've watched my games, you'll know. Red Schoendienst. Schoendienst, 333, no home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, 275, 7 homers, 63 runs batted in. And off right-handed pitching, 264. He's an 8 out of 10 bunter, 8 out of 10 hit and run. We're going to play a little hit and run with Schoendienst. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. He swings, ground ball to Callaway. He flips to Hutchinson, covering the bag for out number 1. Advancing to second base is Glaviano. He's in scoring position for Stan the Man Musial. Musial, 333, no home runs, no runs batted in this tournament. He's 3 for 9. He does have 1 run scored. He batted 346 in actuality, 28 home runs, 108 runs driven in. Love to get his first RBI here. Hutchinson looks back towards second. Lippin trying to keep Glaviano close. Here's the pitch to Musial. Stan Musial swings. It's a pop-up going towards the stands. Kell gives chase from third base, but it goes foul. It counts 1 ball, 2 strikes on Stan the Man Musial. Hutchinson gets the sign from Swift. He delivers. Musial swings, and that is a single to right. Glaviano hits third base. Vic Wertz, 5 out of 10 speed for Glaviano, 5 out of 10 throwing ability for Wertz. We're going to send him. Glaviano rounds third base. Musial will stay at first. Here's the throw to the plate. Glaviano is safe. Slides in well ahead of the tag. 1-0 Cardinals. RBI single by Stan the Man Musial. He picks up his first RBI of the tournament. Here comes Enos Slaughter, the man with the mad dash to help beat the Red Sox in the 1946 World Series in Game 7. Behind the plate for the Tigers, Bob Swift, 6 out of 10 defensive ability, 6 out of 10 arm. Kell, 7 out of 10 defensive range at third. Lippin, 6 out of 10 at short. Pretty, 8 out of 10 defensive range at second. Callaway, 6 out of 10 defensive range at first. In the outfield, Hoot Evers, 7 out of 10 range with a 6 out of 10 arm in left. Groff, 5 out of 10 range with a 5 out of 10 arm. And Vic Wertz, who they challenged his arm, 5 out of 10 range with 5 out of 10 arm. 1-0 Cardinals, 1 out. Musial at first, Enos Slaughter at the plate. Hutchinson looks to first, Callaway holding Musial on. Here's the pitch to Slaughter. He swings, that's a pop-up. Going towards the foul stands by the third base line. Kell again gives chase, but again runs out of room. The count on Enos Slaughter. No balls, 2 strikes. Callaway holding Musial on at first. Swift sets the target. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Ground ball to Kell, past Kell! And Evers, we're going to hold Musial at second. We're not going to challenge Evers' 6 out of 10 arm. So Musial will hold. Station to station go the Cardinals. Slaughter at first, Musial at second. Here comes Bob Howerton, the center fielder. Howerton batting 0-0-0. He is 0 for 3. In actuality, 280, 10 home runs, 59 runs driven in. Tigers want to turn 2 up the middle with Lippin and Pretty. Swift goes through the signs. Hutchinson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Howerton. He swings, ground ball to Lipton. He backhands it, flips. No, he goes all the way to first. He thought to get the sure out, and that was probably a good move. 2 outs, runners advance to second and third now. Slaughter at second, Musial at third. Lippin for a brief second thought about flipping to Enos Slaughter, who is bearing down on Pretty at second base, and decided to get the sure out at first. He didn't even attempt to turn 2. So 2 outs, 2 on for Marty Marion. Marion 333 in the tournament, 1 RBI. He's 2 for 6. In actuality, 247 in 1950. 4 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Chance to get 2 more here, as he has 2 ducks out on the pond. Hutchinson toes the rubber, looks in at Swift. Here's the pitch to Marion. It's a fly ball down the right field line. Vic Wertz runs out of room. Foul. Goes into the stands. Souvenir for a fan. Counts no balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be off on contact. Swift wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Marion. Ground ball to Purdy. He flips to Hutchinson, covering the bag as Callaway strayed too far from the first base bag. Side retired. But St. Louis gets 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Cardinals 1. Detroit coming up. 2 up for the Tigers. Lippin, Purdy, and Kell. If anyone gets on, Vic Wertz. So behind the plate for the Cardinals, Del Rice, 8 out of 10 catching ability, 6 out of 10 arm. Glaviano, 7 out of 10 range at third. Marion, 9 out of 10 range at short.
Red Schoendienst.
Red Schoendienst at second, 7 out of 10 range. And Rocky Nelson at first, 7 out of 10 range. Stan Musial, 5 out of 10 range in left, 6 out of 10 arm. Howerton in center, 4 out of 10 range and 4 out of 10 arm. Enos Slaughter, 6 out of 10 range with a cannon for an arm, 9 out of 10. And here comes for the Detroit Tigers, Johnny Lippin. Lippin batting 166, no home runs, no RBIs in this one-and-done tournament. And this is the semi-final game before the championship. It is the championship of Bracket 2, though. The winner will face the St. Louis Browns or the Boston Braves, whoever comes out on top in that game. Lippin, in actuality, 293, 2 home runs, 63 runs batted in, 275 off right-handed pitching. Staley gets the sign from Rice. He delivers to Lippon. Slow grounder to Marion at short. Comes scooping up, throws to first, and they just get him. 1 away. Nice play by Marion. So 1 out, no one on. Here comes Jerry Purdy. 222, 1 RBI. In actuality, 277. 13 home runs, 75 runs driven in. Off right-handed pitching, 249. Staley's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Purdy. And he hit him! Curveball got away from him. Runner at first. Purdy, 5 out of 10 base running ability. Rocky Nelson will hold him on. It's a tying run. 1-0 Cardinals. Here comes George Kell. Kell can handle the bat quite well. 8 out of 10 bunter, 10 out of 10 hit and run. 125 in this tournament. Only 1 RBI. In actuality, 340, 8 home runs, 101 runs driven in. Corners will move in. So Glaviano in at third, Rocky Nelson in at first. Here's the pitch by Staley. It's a bunt. Glaviano charges it, fires to first. Did they get Kell? No! Kell beats it out. So the sacrifice bunt turns into a base hit. Runners at first and second with 1 out, and here comes a very dangerous power hitter, Vic Wertz. Wertz would go on to play for the Red Sox later in his career. Wertz batting 400, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. In 1950, in actuality, 308, 27 round trippers, and 123 batters driven in. Righty-lefty matchup. Wertz batted 336 off right-handed pitching. Staley and Rice trying to get on the same page now. Staley nods his head. Try a pitch around here. Let's see if Vic Wertz would bang the ball into the ground, get a double play. The windup and the pitch to Wertz. There's the ground ball. Rocky Nelson fields it. Goes to Marion at second. Back to Nelson covering the bag. There's the double play. Inning over. So they went with the pitch around. Vic Wertz beat the ball into the ground to Rocky Nelson for the 3-4 to 3 double play. Side retired. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Cardinals. Due up for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nelson, Rice, and Staley. Nelson, the man who just started that wonderful double play. Rocky Nelson is 0 for 3 in this tournament. In actuality, 247, 1 home run, 20 runs driven in. Left-handed batter. Batted .258 off right-handed pitching. Fred Hutchinson back out on the mound. Gets the signs from Swift. He delivers. Nelson swings and singles to right field. So Rocky Nelson's on. 6 out of 10 base running ability. Callaway to hold him on. And here comes the catcher for the Cardinals, Del Rice. 0 for 4 in this tournament. In actuality, 244, 9 homers, 54 runs driven in. 7 out of 10 bunter, 3 out of 10 hit and run. He's going to put down the sacrifice bunt. It looks like a good one. Hutchinson, no, it's Swift, goes to Purdy on the wheel play. Purdy covers the bag at first, 1 down. Nelson moves into scoring position, and here comes the pitcher, Staley. Staley also an excellent bunter, 10 out of 10. Corners move in, Kell in at third, Callaway in at first. Staley, first start, so he doesn't have an official at-bat yet. In actuality, 145, no homers, no RBIs. He was 8 hits and 55 at-bats. He did have 2 doubles, though. He's going to try to get this ball through the infield. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. He swings, grounder to Kell, who throws to Callaway. 2 down, Nelson stays put at second. So 2 outs, Nelson's at second, top of the order. Tommy Glaviano, he's 1 for 1. He singled in the first, chance to knock in an RBI for Glaviano. Nelson will be off on contact. Swift wiggles the fingers, Hutchinson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Glaviano. That's a shot out to left. Hoot Evers running towards the line, and he makes the catch. Nice play by Hoot Evers in left. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Cardinals. Due up for the Detroit Tigers. Hoot Evers, then Groff and Callaway. If anyone gets on, the catcher Swift. Hoot Evers batting .500, 1 home run, 3 runs driven in this one-and-done playoff tournament. He's 4 for 8. He also scored 2 runs. In actuality, 323, 21 home runs, 103 runs driven in. Staley gets a sign from Rice. Here's the pitch to Evers.
Dead ball!
And he hits him! Tying run at the plate. Again, curveball gets away from him. Here comes Johnny Groff. Groff 375 in the tournament. 1 home run, 1 RBI. 306 in actuality. 12 homers, 85 runs batted in. Marion and Schoendienst look to turn 2 up the middle. Here's the pitch to Groff. Ground ball to Marion. Diving play. Flips to Schoendienst. On to Nelson at first. Double play. No! Groff beat it out. Nelson not happy with that call. The man in blue on the first base side. He thought they had turned 2. So 1 out, 1 on, and here it comes. Don Callaway. Tigers trail by 1. Groff 5 out of 10 base running ability. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Callaway 222. No homers, no RBIs. In actuality, 289, 6 homers, 62 runs driven in. Right-handed batter to face the right-handed throwing Staley. 288 off right-handed pitching. Again, Marion.
Red Schoendienst.
Schoendienst. I still say Schoendienst. Schoendienst looked to turn 2. Here's the pitch to Callaway. That is a shallow fly by to ball to center. Howerton, the center fielder, calls off Schoendienst for out number 2. As Callaway almost blooped one into no man's land right there. So 2 outs. Groff at first. He'll be off on contact. Here comes the catcher, Bob Swift. He is getting his first at-bat in the series. first start in the series. In actuality, batted .227, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, but .342 off right-handed pitching. Staley looks to first, Nelson holding Groff on. Gets the sign from Rice. Here's the pitch to Swift. And he walks. So it's first and second, 2 outs, and here comes the pitcher, left-handed batting, Freddie Hutchinson. Hutchinson, an excellent hitting pitcher. 326 in actuality with 20 RBIs. Chance to help his own cause and tie the game here. Cardinals lead 1-0, 2 outs. Runners will be off on contact, as they say. Staley delivers to his counterpart, Hutchinson. Grounder to Marion. Flips to Shane Deans. They get the force at second, side retired. Staley and the Cardinals pitch out of the jam. We go to the top of the third. St. Louis 1, Detroit 0. Due up for the Cardinals, Shane Deans, Musial, and Slaughter. Red Shane Deans batting .300 with 1 RBI. He's 0 for 1 today in the tournament. Hutchinson rocks and fires. Shane Deans swings, sends that ball out to right field. Vic Wertz racing towards the line, and he makes the catch. Good ground coverage there by Vic Wertz. 1 away. Here comes Stan the Man Musial. Musial is 1 for 1. He singled in the first, knocking in Glaviano, thus the 1-0 lead. Righty-lefty matchup. Musial batted .357 off right-handed pitching. Musial did have 28 home runs in 1950. Swift sets the target. Here's the pitch to Stan the Man. Musial swings, grounds it to Kell. Makes a diving play, throws to Callaway, and they get him. Out number 2. Kell quickly got up and fired across the diamond to Callaway. 2 outs, no one on. Here comes Enos Slaughter. Slaughter's 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first. Righty-lefty matchup. Hutchinson toes the rubber, looks in at Swift, delivers to Slaughter. Ground ball to Lippin. He makes a dive! Throws to Callaway. Side retired. What a play by Lippin, the shortstop. Detroit infield robs 2 hits from the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 St. Louis here at Briggs Stadium. Due up for Detroit, the top of the order. Lippin, who just made an absolutely wonderful web gem at short, then Purdy, the second baseman, and Kell, the third baseman. If anyone gets on, the cleanup hitter, Vic Wertz. So here's Lippin. He's 0 for 1. Rice goes through the sign. Staley nods his head. He sets and delivers to Lippin. Foul down the left field line. He hit the ball hard. He'd like to straighten that one out. No balls, 2 strikes. Lippin digs back in. He awaits the Staley offering. Here it is. Slow roller. Glaviano charges it. He throws to first. Nelson stretches. Not in time. Infield hit by Lippin. Tying run. On first base, Rocky Nelson holding him on. Lippin, 6 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes Jerry Priddy. He had a sacrifice bunt, I believe, his first time up. Corners will move in. Glaviano in at third. Rocky Nelson in at first. Staley's ready. Here's the pitch to Priddy. And he walks him. That's his second walk of the game for Jerry Staley. So 2 on, no outs. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. And here comes George Kell. Kell is 1 for 1. He singled, infield variety, in the first. Kell handles the bat quite well. Again, infield will move in at the corners. He's an 8 out of 10 bunter, 10 out of 10 hit and run. Glaviano in at third, Rocky Nelson in at first. Here's the pitch to Kell. Swings, and that's going up the middle. Let's see if they wave Lippin around. Howerton charges from center field. He has a 4 out of 10 arm. Lippin 6 out of 10 runner. Howerton will throw to the plate. We're not going to cut it off. Here's the throw. Rice tries to block the plate. Not in time. Lippin is safe. Priddy advances to third. Kell goes to second on the throw. 1-1 ball game here in Detroit. No outs, and here comes the power-hitting Vic Wertz. He's 0 for 1. Staley needs a strikeout here. Staley does have control problems. 1950, he struck out 61, walked 63. Wertz digs in. Rice sets the target. Here's the pitch by Staley. Line shot, Rocky Nelson makes a lunging catch, robbing Vic Wertz of a hit. Quickly getting back to the second base bag is Kell. As Nelson quickly looked to second as Marion, the shortstop, was closing towards the bag. So 1 out, 2 on. Here comes Hoot Evers. Evers with an RBI opportunity here. Purdy's at third. Kell is at first. I believe he had to sacrifice his first at-bat. The windup and the pitch by Staley. Ground ball to Glaviano. Throw home. Glaviano's going to go home with it. There's the throw to the plate. And not in time. Rice does not apply the tag in time. It's 2-1. Tigers. Kell advances to third. Evers gets an RBI on the fielder's choice. So Glaviano chose to go to the plate. Runners on the corners, 1 out. For Johnny Groff, he's 0 for 1. Cardinals want to turn 2 up the middle with Marion and Shane Dienst. Here's the pitch to Groff. And he strikes him out. 2 down. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for the Tigers. And here comes Don Callaway. He is 0 for 1. Rice wiggles the fingers. Staley nods his head. Rice sets the target. Here's the pitch to Callaway. And that's going to be a single to right center field. Kell scores from third. Hoot Evers goes first to third. It's now 3-1 Tigers. The fans here at Briggs Stadium are enjoying this right now. So 2 outs, 2 on. And here comes Bob Swift. Swift walked his first time up. Staley now 2 2/3 innings. 4 hits, 3 earned runs. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He delivers to Swift. Ground ball back to Staley. He throws to Nelson. Side retired. But Detroit scores 3 in the bottom of the third and take the lead 3-1 as we go to the top of the fourth here in this one-and-done playoff tournament. Round 3 semifinals bracket 2 championship. The winner will face the winner of the St. Louis Browns, Boston Braves in the bracket 1 championship. 2 up for the Cardinals in the top of the fourth. Howerton, Marion, and Nelson. Howerton, the center fielder, is 0 for 1. The windup and the pitch by Hutchinson. Howerton swings. Shallow fly ball to right. Vic Wertz is there. He makes the catch. 2 down. Here comes Marty Marion. Shortstop's 0 for 1. 1 out, no one on. Swift sets the target. Here's the pitch to Marion. Ground ball to Kell, and it's past him. A 1-out single by Marion. Kell lunged. He couldn't get to it. Went right down the line. Evers quickly got to it and cut it off, holding Marion to a 1-out single. Here comes Rocky Nelson. He represents a tying run at the plate. Nelson's 1 for 1. He singled to right in the second. Nelson had only 1 home run in 1950 and 235 at-bats. Left-handed batter to face the right-handed Fred Hutchinson. Hutchinson looks to first. In at Swift, here's the pitch. Nelson swings, ground ball to Lippin. He flips to Purdy. On to Callaway, double play. No! Nelson beats it out. Turnabout fair play. Callaway's now miffed at the man in blue at first. So 2 outs. Nelson keeps the inning alive with his hustle. Beats out the double play ball. 6 out of 10 base runner. He had those extra steps batting from the left-handed side. And here comes Del Rice. Rice, the number 8 hitter, the catcher. He awaits the Hutchinson offering. Here it is. Rice swings. That ball's going out to right field. Vic Wertz going towards the line. And that's off the wall. Nelson will come all the way around from first and score on the 2-out double by Del Rice. It is now 3-2 Cardinals. Cardinals move to within 1. Tying run at second. Del Rice, 4 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes the pitcher, Jerry Staley. Staley only batted 145, and he's 0 for 1 today. Hutchinson rocks and fires. Staley swings, and that's a single up the middle. Groff charges it. Let's see if they'll send Rice around third. They do, and we have a tie ball game, 3-3, so a most unlikely batting hero. Staley singles with 2 outs and has tied the ball game at 3, helping his own cause and the cause of the Cardinals trying to go to this tournament championship. So it's a whole new ball game, 3-3, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 4th for Tommy Glaviano. Glaviano singled in the first and flew deep down the left field line. Glaviano had 11 home runs in 1950. Hutchinson very disgusted with himself, giving up a base hit that tied the game to the pitcher, who was only batting 145 in actuality in 1950. Callaway holding Staley on at first. Here's the pitch to Glaviano. He swings, and that is a single into left field, and Staley will hold at second. Station to station go the Cardinals. 3-3 ball game, 2 outs, 2 on for Red Shane Dienst. Shane Dienst is 0 for 2. Swift calls time, goes out to have a quick word with Hutchinson on the mound. Now back behind the plate. Shane Dienst digs in. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Red swings. It's a dribbler towards second. Purdy fields it, throws to Callaway's side, retired. But the Cardinals score 2 and have tied the ball game up thanks to the 2-out RBI single by the pitcher, Jerry Staley, who's now back out on the mound. We have a 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th here at Briggs Stadium. 2 up for the Tigers. Staley's counterpart, a very good hitting pitcher, Freddie Hutchinson. Then the top of the order, Lippin and Purdy. If anyone gets on, Kell. So Hutchinson's 0 for 1. Rice sets the target. Here's the pitch by Staley. Hutchinson grounds it to Shane Dienst, who throws to Nelson. And that play was closer than it should have been. Out number 1. Hutchinson was really hustling down that first base line. So 1 out. No one on, and here comes Johnny Lippin. Grounded to short in the first, singled in the third of the infield variety. Staley toes the rubber, peers in at Rice. Here's the pitch to Lippin. That's a single up the middle. So a 1-out single, Lippin's on first. 6 out of 10 base running ability. He represents the go-ahead run. Rocky Nelson holding him on. And here comes Jerry Purdy. He was hit by a pitch in the first and walked in the third. No official at bat yet. 7 out of 10 bunter. I don't think he'll be bunting though. Oh, he could bunt for a hit though. So corners will move in. Glaviano in at third. Rocky Nelson in at first. Here's the pitch to Purdy. And that goes past Shane Dienst into right field. First and second, 1 out, and here comes the very dangerous batting George Kell. Kell is 2 for 2. Infield single in the first, and single to center in the third, knocking in Lippin. Looking for a second RBI of the game. Cardinals want to turn 2 up the middle with Marion and Shane Dienst. Here's the pitch to Kell. And he walks him, so Staley's control problems continue. That's Staley's 3rd walk in 3 1/3 innings. He's up to 91 pitches. 3-3 ball game. Bases loaded, 1 out, and the dangerous Vic Wirtz steps to the plate. Wirtz banged into a double play in the first and lined to the first baseman Nelson in the third. He's 0 for 2. Cardinals have bullpen action up already. pitching coach and the catcher are out at the mound. They're going to go to Boyer out of the pen. So Boyer will come in. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Lefties hit 258, righties 219. They're going to go to Irv Dusek out of the pen to face Vic Wertz. Lefties only hit 171 off of Dusek. So they've made the change. Here comes Irv Dusek. Pretty much just to get this one batter. So Vic Wertz 0 for 2. Irv Dusek in the game. Dusek in the playoff has 2 saves and 2 innings pitched. He's given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and he struck out 1. In actuality, in 36 innings pitched in 1950, he was 0-2 with a save with a 3.72 earned run average. Dusek to face Vic Wertz. No place to put Vic. The windup and the pitch by Dusek. And he walks him! Go-ahead run scores from third. Vic Wertz will be credited with an RBI. It is now 4-3 Tigers, as Dusek does have control issues. We rolled the dice and it was not good. And here comes Evers. Evers 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch in the second and grounded to third. But Purdy scored on the fielder's choice when Glaviano went home. Rice goes out to the mound, has a quick discussion, stern but quick with Dusek, now back behind the plate, sets the target. The windup and the pitch, we're going to go aggressive with Evers. And that is a shot to short. Double play, 95% chance. We're going to go throw home. No, we're going to go 2. Marion to Shane Dienst on to Nelson. So there's the double play. Side retired. That better be a double play. It is side retired, but the Tigers do score 1 on the bases loaded walk by Dusek. They take the lead 4-3. So we go to the top of the 5th. Detroit 4, St. Louis 3. 2 up for the Cardinals. Musial, Slaughter, and Howerton. Stan Musial 1 for 2. Singled in the first, knocking in Glaviano, then grounded to third in the 3rd inning. Again, Musial had 28 home runs in 1950. 1 swing of the bat, we could have a tie ball game. Hutchinson, so far, 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs. Gets a sign from Swift. He deals to Musial. Grounder to Lippin at short. Over to Callaway, 1 down. Here comes Enos Slaughter. Tigers fans applaud the effort by Lippin at short. He's been stellar there in this game. Slaughter 1 for 2. Single in the first, grounded out to Lippin in the 3rd. Righty-lefty matchup. Hutchinson rocks and fires. Slaughter swings, and that's a single to right center field. Tying run at first. Here comes the center fielder, Bill Howerton. He's 0 for 2. Slaughter 5 out of 10 base running ability. Callaway holding him on. He represents the tying run for the Cardinals. Hutchinson looks to first. Now in at Swift. Here's the pitch to Howerton. No, he throws the first. Slaughter gets back. He just beat the swipe tag. Again, Hutchinson looks to first. In at the plate. The pitch. Howerton fouls it back. It counts no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Hutchinson rocks and fires. Howerton swings. Grounded to Callaway, who throws the lip on back to Callaway. Double play. Inning over, so that goes 3-6-3. Nice play by Callaway as he fielded the ball in fair territory to start the double play. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 4-3 Tigers due up for Detroit. Groff, Callaway, and Swift. Mark Forsberg in the house. How are you, my friend? He says, go Tigers, can't stay up, gotta go to work tomorrow. Take care, my friend. Catch it on demand. Mark Forsberg, a big Tigers fan. Dusick is still okay. 9 pitches, he's good for 20. He'll face Groff. Groff is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Groff. And that's a single up the middle. A leadoff single for Groff. Now 1 for 3. And here comes Don Callaway. Callaway's 1 for 2. He flied to shallow center in the second. Singled in the third, knocking in Kell. Again, Cardinals want to turn 2 up the middle. Marion and Shane Dienst. Dusick throws to first. Goff gets back. Dusick looks towards Nelson at first. He delivers towards the plate. And he strikes out Callaway. Big swing and a miss on the fastball. Dusick up to 18 pitches. Again, he's good for 20. This will be his last batter. The number 8 batter, Bob Swift, the catcher, 0 for 1. He walked in the second, then grounded the pitcher in the third. Double play ball would end the inning. Rice wiggles the fingers. Dusick nods his head. Here's the pitch to Swift. But before that can happen, Detroit goes to their bench. And here comes Charlie Keller, the pinch hitter. Keller getting his first at-bat in this one-and-done tournament. In actuality, 314, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 310 off right-handed pitching. And that's going to be it for Dusick. As we will go to the pen. Let's take a look who we have. Boyer looks pretty good. I think that's who we're going to go with. Boyer out of the pen. Come in for Dusick. Dusick's day is done. He's responsible for the runner at first. Boyer, 7 wins, 7 losses, 1 save, 3.52 earned run average. Struck out 82, walked 49. He'll face Charlie Keller. Lefties only batted 258 off of him. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch by Boyer. And that gets by Rice. Groff advances to second on the wild pitch. Not a way to start off his outing. Full count now after the wild pitch. First base open. Hutchinson on deck, and he's a good hitting pitcher. We're going to go with the pitch around. See if we get Keller to chase. The windup and the pitch by Boyer. And he does not chase on the pitch inside. So 2 on, 1 out, and here comes the pitcher, Fred Hutchinson. Hutchinson grounded to short into a force out, and then grounded to second. He's 0 for 2. Though he did hit 326 in actuality in 1950. 1 out, 2 on, the windup and the pitch by Boyer to his counterpart, Hutchinson. It's a bunt. It goes foul. It's now no balls, 2 strikes. Will they keep the bunt on? We shall see. Boyer works quickly. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball to center field. Howerton going back at the wall, at the track. He makes the catch. Groff bluffs but does not tag as the throw comes back into Shane Deans in the infield. So 2 outs, 2 on. And here comes Johnny Lippin, the shortstop. He's played stellar defense and he's 2 for 3. He grounded out in the first, singled in the third, and singled again in the fourth. Boyer gets the sign from Rice. Here's the pitch to Lippin. That's a shot to left field. Musial going back and makes the catch, side retired. The Cardinals pitch around the jam. We go to the top of the 6th, 4-3 Detroit. 2 up for the St. Louis Cardinals. Marion, Nelson, and Rice. Boyer does his job, keeps it close. Marion's 1 for 2. Grounded out in the first, singled in the fourth. Hutchinson up to 61 pitches. He's good for 130. Righty-righty matchup. Aaron Robinson's now behind the plate. He's taking it. It was a double switch. Was it a switch or they... No, they just switched to Robinson for the catcher. He's the new catcher. 4 out of 10 catching ability. 4 out of 10 arm. Marion digs in. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. And it's a single to right center. Hutchinson's on. Tying run at first. Sip of ginger ale. Callaway holding him on. Rocky Nelson's 1 for 2. Single to right in the second, then grounded into a force out of Marion in the fourth. Excuse me. 1 on, no outs. Lippin and Pretty looking to turn 2 up the middle. Robinson goes through the signs. Hutchinson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Rocky Nelson. Nelson grounds it to Pretty, who only plays to first. Did they get him? Yes, they do. So Pretty to Callaway, 1 away. Marion advances to second base. He represents the tying run, and here comes Del Rice, the catcher for the Cardinals. 1 for 1. Sacrifice bunt in the second. Then he doubled in the fourth, knocking in Nelson to pull St. Louis at the time to within 1, 3-2 Detroit. They would get 1 more run in the fourth and tie it up. Since then, Detroit's put 1 more on the board. It's 4-3 Tigers. 1 out. Tying run at second. Here's the pitch to Rice. That's a shot to center. Groff is there and he makes the catch. Hung up. Groff has a 5 out of 10 arm. We will hold the runner at second. So 2 outs, and here comes the pitcher, Boyer. And he'll get called back. He will not bat. In the one-and-done tournaments, anyone who played on the team is eligible to play. So it's not a 25-man roster. And my God, do we have a lot of players. Awesome sauce. So the Cardinals need someone to knock in this runner at... Oh, we're recruiting pitchers. Let's get rid of the pitchers. There we go. So Freddie Hutchinson's a right-handed pitcher. Joe Garagiola, 88 at-bats. He batted .333 off right-handed pitching. He actually did get a start in this tournament. Who else do we have? Nippy Jones, 444. That's only 26 at-bats, though. Slugging percentage, 556. What's Garagiola? 528. More at-bats, though. Peanuts Lowry, love that name, 314. It's 56 at-bats. Lefties hit 303 off him. I think we're going to go with Joe Garagiola. Come up to pinch hit. So here's Garagiola. face Hutchinson. Gary Giola is 1 for 3. I believe he caught the first game of the tournament for the Cardinals. He did have an RBI and a run scored. In actuality, in 88 at-bats in 1953, 18, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs. Marion is on second base. He represents a tying run, 4 out of 10 base running ability. He'll be off on contact. Robinson goes out to the mound, has a quick word with Hutchinson, how they want to pitch to the youngster, Joe Garagiola. Garagiola digs in. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Garagiola swings. Lippin to the hole. Throws to Callaway. Side retired. Threat averted. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 Tigers. Another nice range play by Lippin at short. And we'll have to get a new pitcher here. And the new pitcher, not a lot of good choices here. Let's bring our starters in the equation too. As Detroit will be sending up batters 2, 3, and 4, Purdy, Kell, and Wirtz. And we're going to go with Max Lerner, a starter who's already pitched in this series. Will come in. He's good for 20 pitches. Here comes Lerner. I said Lerner, excuse me. Lerner comes in, lefty. He'll face Jerry Purdy. And Purdy bats .327 off left-handed pitching, but we're rolling the dice. Purdy's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. He walked in the 3rd and singled in the 4th. Lerner's ready to work. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back to Lerner. He throws to Nelson for out number 1. Again, Lerner's only going to pitch 1 inning. Here comes George Kell. Kell is 2 for 2. He singled infield variety in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, knocking in Purdy, and then walked in the 4th. Kell batted .331 off right-handed pitch, off left-handed, 358 off left-handed pitching. Lerner takes a deep breath. He delivers to Kell. And that's a single up the middle. So a 1-out single for Kell. And here comes Vic Wirtz. Wirtz is 0 for 2 and only batted .261 off left-handed pitching. He has grounded to first into a double play in the 1st inning, lined to first in the 3rd, and walked. It was a bases-loaded walk. He got an RBI when Lippin scored. So 1 out, 1 on. Wirtz at the plate. They want to turn 2 up the middle with Marion and Shane Dienst. Lerner looks to first, now in at Rice. He gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Wirtz. Grounded to Shane Dienst. He goes to Marion. Back to Rocky Nelson. Double play. Side retired. Lerner does his job. He gets the Cardinals to the top of the 7th, only trailing by 1. It is 4-3 Tigers here at Briggs Stadium in this one-and-done tournament. Semi-final game. Bracket 2 championship, though. The winner will go on to face the winner of the St. Louis Browns and the Boston Braves for the tournament championship. Due up for the Cardinals, top of the order, Glaviano, Shane Dienst, and Musial. If anyone gets on, Enos Slaughter. Glaviano's 2 for 3. Singled in the 1st. Flew deep down the left field line in the 2nd, then singled again in the 4th. Glaviano, if you're thinking one swing of the bat to tie the ball game up, had 11 home runs in 1950. Hutchinson up to 74 pitches, good for 130. Robinson sets the target. Here is the pitch to Glaviano. He swings. That ball's going to left center field. Groff on the run. He reaches out and makes the catch, 1 away. So here comes Red Shane Dienst. He's 0 for 3, left-handed batter. Robinson wiggles the fingers. Hutchinson nods his head. He rocks and fires. Shane Dienst singles to right, past the lunge of Purdy. Tying run at first base. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Shane Dienst, 5 out of 10 base running ability. Callaway will hold him on. Here comes Stan the Man Musial. Musial Singled in the first, knocking in Glaviano. Grounded to third in the third, then grounded to short in the fifth. Musial had 28 round trippers in 1950. One swing in the back could put the Cardinals ahead. Hutchinson rubbing up the baseball. Back up on the hill. He toes the rubber, looks in at Robinson. He delivers to Musial. And he walks him. Didn't want to do that. Tying runs at second base. Shane Dienst. Musial the go-ahead run at first. One out. Here comes Enos Slaughter, the Mad Dasher. 2 for 3. Slaughter singled in the first, grounded out in the third, and singled again in the fifth. Detroit looking to turn 2 with Lippin and Purdy. 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Slaughter. Enos swings. That ball is going to center field right at Groff. He makes the catch. Shane Dienst goes back. He bluffs the tag. He will not go. Trying to force Groff into a bad throw. Groff doesn't fall for it. So 2 outs, 2 on. Runners will be off on contact. And here is Bill Howerton. The center fielder's 0 for 3. He'd love to break out in a big way. Cardinals trail by 1, 4 to 3 Tigers. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Hutchinson up to 89 pitches. Now he's good for 130. He's ready to work. He delivers to Howerton. Howerton pops it up. Callaway calling for it at first, and he makes the catch. Side retired, threat averted. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers hold on to their 1-run lead. It is 4 to 3 here at Briggs Stadium. The winner advances. The loser snoozes. Clinton Parks in the chat. Hello, Clinton. Hope all is well. He says, oh man, had a National Pastime 3 game going and it busted on me in the 9th inning. Had to delete the video. What happened? Could you have exited the game and go back in? Was that a possibility? Where you could have just paused the video? I mean, I've had technical difficulties. I keep going and try to fix it if you can't, but that stinks though. When that happens, Clinton. Glad you could join me, though. And I have a nice little thing that should make you laugh. Because I was poking fun at myself because of Red Shane Dienst. Listen to this, Clinton. You'll like this. It's pretty funny.
Red Shane Dienst.
Anyway, Lehner. We only really want him to... he's thrown 10 pitches. He's good for 20. He'll face Evers, Groff, and Callaway. Well, Lehner's going to stay in. Let's see if he can get a couple more outs here. Evers is 0 for 2. Lehner gets a sign from Rice. He delivers. Evers strikes out. 1 down. Here comes Johnny Groff. He's 1 for 3. Grounded to short, forcing Evers in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, and singled to right in the 5th. Rice and Lehner cannot get on the same page. Rice goes through the signs again. Now Lehner nods his head. Here's the pitch to Johnny Groff. And that is a single. No! Groff continues to round first. He has a hustle double. Howerton didn't get to the ball fast enough. So a 1-out double, and that is it for Lehner. Again, we go back to the pen. Don Callaway in the on-deck circle as the Cardinals make the pitching change. Right-handed batter. And they're going to go to... They have Robinson and Hutchinson, 2 lefties. Howie Pallette, another starter, will come in the game. No tomorrow. Here comes Howie Pallette. Paulette's good for 50 pitches. He's a lefty, but he's one of their better pitchers. Paulette, 1 win, no loss in the tournament. He went 7 innings, 9 hits, gave up a home run, walked 2, struck out 2. Earned run average in the tournament, 2.45. In actuality, 14 and 13, 2 saves, 3.30 earned run average. Lefties batted 283 off of him, righties 248. Callaway 291 off left-handed pitching. Man at second, 1 out. The windup and the pitch by Paulette. Fly ball, right center field, shallow. Howerton runs in and makes the catch. Groff stays put. So there's 2 outs. And here comes Aaron Robinson. He came in for Swift to catch. Robinson getting his first at-bat. In the tournament, he is 2 for 7 with a double. A run scored. That's a 285 batting average. In actuality, 226, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs. First base is open. Hutchinson, the pitcher's on deck. Lanier. Got it. Clinton Parks. No, I didn't even know it happened. Sox lost 7-3. They're in the next to last in 1978 National Pastime 3. Only up to April 18th game is great statistically, but poor in play. So what would you rate it then in your enjoyment factor with saying that about National Pastime 3? We have friend of the channel, good friend of the channel, Clinton Parks, member of the FOC, if you watch our wrestling stuff we do. Alrighty, I turned walk. Hutchinson hits over 300 as a pitcher, though. So Paulette will face Robinson, lefty-lefty matchup. Rice sets the target. Here's the pitch to Robinson. And he walked him. Didn't want that. So 2 on, 2 outs, and here's Hutchinson. The pitcher's 0 for 3. But again, Hutchinson, 326 in actuality, and he batted 321 off left-handed pitching. He had 20 runs driven in, 4-3 lead. He can help his own cause if they let him hit. We shall see. He's thrown 92 pitches, good for 130. Rice goes out to have a word with Howie Paulette. Now back behind the plate. Paulette deals to his counterpart Hutchinson. And that's a single up the middle, and scoring from second is Groff. Hutchinson does finally come through with a hit. Going first to third is Robinson. He helps his own cause. It's now 5-3. As another hole pops open in the dam. So runners on the corners as they play the charge theme on the Oregon here at Briggs Stadium. And Lippin steps to the plate 2 for 4. 324 off left-handed pitching. Cardinals quickly again go to their bullpen. Tom Pohalski will come into the game, try to get this righty out. Pohalski, 14 innings pitched, 16 hits, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. Oh boy. 3.68 earned run average, but righties only hit 255 off him. He needs to get Lippin out. 5-3 ball game, bottom of the 7th. The windup and the pitch to Lippin. Fly ball, shallow left center, and making the catch. Johnny on the spot as Howerton's side retired, but the Tigers do tack on 1 more run. We go to the top of the 8th, 5-3 Detroit. This will make Mark Forsberg very happy if they hold on to this game. Clinton Parks, I asked him a question how he likes National Pastime 3. He says statistically it's very good, but he has some aggravating points, I guess. So Clinton says, I love the stats, and they follow rules about earned runs. But when pitching change batter cards do not alter, and when pitcher hits D rating you can still pitch him all 9 innings. So Clinton's not too happy with that. Clinton says, but the stats are fantastic. Something that would make Diamond Mine, Digital Diamond perfect. Sorry, Clinton Parks. You even get putouts, assist, errors. It shows hitting streaks, boomers on a 10-game hitting streak. He means George Boomer Scott, first baseman for the 78 Red Sox. Alrighty, so now the Cardinals trail by 2, and due up for the 1950 Cardinals here in the top of the 8th. Marion, Nelson, and Rice. Marion is 2 for 3. Hutchinson back out on the mound, 92 pitches, good for 130. Robinson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Marion. Slow roller to third. Kell charges it. He throws to first. Callaway stretches, and they got him. 1 down. Nice play all the way around. Kell to Callaway. So 1 away, and here comes Rocky Nelson, Cardinal first baseman. 1 for 3. He singled in the second, grounded to short, forcing Marion out in the 4th, and then grounded out in the 6th. 5-3. 1 out, no one on. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Nelson swings and singles up the middle. So Nelson is on, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. The catcher, Del Rice. Rice had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. In the 4th, he doubled, knocking in Rocky Nelson. In the 6th, he flew deep to center, excuse me. On deck is Pohalski. He will not hit. Let's go to our Cardinal bench here. As we look to see who hit righty. Nippy Jones, 444. Again, only 26 at-bats, though. And Peanuts Lowry, another great name, 314 and 56 at-bats. Second baseman. 268. Nippy Jones hit 231, so Peanuts Lowry will come in. Hopefully we have a pitcher for Peanuts. And there he is, Peanuts Lowry. That cannot be his God-given name, but who knows. Lowry getting his first at-bat of the tournament. In actuality, 268, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. He's going to pinch hit for Rice, the catcher. He hit 314 off right-handed pitching. He's the tying run at the plate. Nelson's at first. Callaway holding him on. Hutchinson looks to first. Now in at Robinson. Here's the pitch to Lowry. And he hit him! He hit him. He came inside. Off speed pitch got away. And now the tying run is on at first in Lowry. Nelson's at second. And here's the pitcher who will not hit. We go back to the bench. And now we're going to go to Nippy Jones. So here comes Nippy Jones. An appropriate name for the weather that's going on out here in the New England area. It is cold, very cold, below 0 cold, minus degrees cold. And who steps to the plate on this late December day, evening? Nippy Jones. It's nippy outside. He batted .231 in actuality with 6 RBIs. 444 off right-handed pitching. 7 out of 10 hit and run. We're going to play unorthodox here. Nippy Jones, we're going to play hit and run with runners at first and second. The windup and the pitch by Hutchinson. He swings, ground ball to Callaway. He handles it, flips to Hutchinson, covering the bag. We were hoping to find a hold. But there's going to be 2 outs. Runners at second and third, tying run at second. And here comes the top of the order, Glaviano. So the worst case scenario was we stayed out of the double play. The best case scenario would have been if he found a hole with the runners in motion. He didn't. But it's second and third, 2 outs, and Tommy Glaviano, chance to tie this ball game up. Runners will be off on contact. He is 2 for 4. He singled in the first, fly deep down the left field line in the second, singled again in the fourth, and fly deep down the left center, to left center in the seventh. Glaviano digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. Hutchinson up to 102 pitches, good for 130. Clinton Park says, I have a Nippy Jones story. Remind me the next Digital Diamond broadcast. Oh, I will. Clinton Parks. Peanut's real name is Harry. He was one of the top pinch hitters in the National League during the late 40s and 50s. Clinton Parks. Getting Dombrov in full tomorrow. Action PC next week. Hope sale is still on. You better make... the sale might not still be on next week. I don't know if he's going to go to the 4th. Just check that out. Because you get so much more when the stuff's on sale, Clinton. In fact, if the sale's not on next week, I recommend holding back and waiting. But just check to make sure. Alright, so 2 outs, 2 on. Glaviano ready to grip and rip. Here's the pitch by Hutchinson. Glaviano, that's going to be to left field. Nelson will score from third. Glaviano. Oh, Peanuts Lowry is slow. Oh my God, if I knew, I should have looked. He's 1 out of 10. We'll hold him. Oh God. So we hold him. We're not going to run an ever 6 out of 10 arm. Lowry is slow as dirt. The Cardinals pulled it within 1, 5-4. Glaviano now has 3 hits in the game. I mean, 2 outs, we don't have to worry about a sacrifice fly. I guess we can keep him in the game. Here comes Red Shane Dienst.
Red Shane Dienst.
Like I said, Red Shane Dienst. Red Shane Dienst. Again, poking fun at myself. Found that little cool app. Oh, should I bring in a pinch runner? I mean, it really doesn't matter. Alright, Shane Dienst, 2 outs. Runners on the corners, chance to tie the ball game up. Hutchinson now up to 104 pitches. Shane Dienst 1 for 4. His 1 hit was his last at bat in the 7th. He singled. Before that, he has grounded out, flown out, and grounded out. Hutchinson gets a sign from Robinson. Here's the pitch to Shane Dienst. A slow dribbler. Lippin charges in at short. He fires the first. Callaway with the stretch, and they just get him. So the slow-footed runner, Lowry, probably cost us a run. I should have pinch ran with him. I didn't even pay attention. That's my fault. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-4. The Cardinals do get 1 run and have pulled it within 1. We need a new catcher. And the only catcher we have left, with all these players, we have 1 catcher left. It's going to be Bucha, B-U-C-H-A, so it could either be Bucha or Bucha, depending his ethnicity. We're going to go with Bucha. Johnny Bucha. So Johnny Bucha will come in to catch. And he will go into the 8th spot. We need a new pitcher here for the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 ball game. It's been a good one here at Briggs Stadium. As we are frantically running out of anything that resembles a decent pitcher for the 1950 Cardinals. Harry Brecheen, I mean, he was going to start the next game. If we somehow pitch him and we win, we literally have no one to pitch the next game to start. Detroit will send up Pretty. He's a righty. Kell's a righty, and Vic Wirtz is a lefty. I guess we could go with Red Munger. Go with Red Munger. So Red Munger comes in the game. Red Munger, he hungers for a win. Getting his first appearance in the tournament, 7 wins, 8 losses, in actuality 3.84 earned run average. Struck out 62, another one of these guys they had who walked more than he struck out. He walked 70. Jerry Purdy is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch by Munger. And he promptly singles to left center field. So Purdy's on. Important insurance run at first base. Nelson holding him on. Here comes George Kell. Kell is 3 for 3. Infield single in the first, single to center, scoring Lipton in the third, walked in the fourth, and singled again in the sixth. Harry the Cat Breachin. All right. Cardinals look to turn 2 with Marion and Shane Dienst up the middle. Here's the pitch to Kell. Throw down a first. Nelson applies the tag, but not in time. Nice try by Buka. Buka wiggles the fingers. Munger nods his head. He rocks and fires. Kell swings to Nelson. Flips to Munger, covering the bag. 1 out. Purdy advances to second. First base open. Lefties hit 3. We're going to walk Vic Wertz. Lefties hit 312 off Munger. Intentional walk. Buka stands up, puts his arm out. This will set up the double play ball, but not an easy batter. Hoot Evers, 0 for 3. 363 in the tournament, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. He's 4 for 11. In actuality, 323, as I've already stated. 21 homers and 103 RBIs. 5-4 ball games. Some important insurance runners out there on the pond that Evers wants to knock in. 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch by Munger. It's a pop-up infield fly called by the man in blue behind the plate. Nelson will field it in foul territory anyway. 2 down. So good job by Munger. Here comes Johnny Groth. Groth, the Tigers center fielder, 2 for 4. Grounded to short, forcing Evers in the second inning. Struck out in the third, singled in the fifth, doubled in the seventh. Munger 1 out away from keeping this a one-run ball game and getting his team to the top of the ninth to bat. Buka goes through the sides. Munger nods his head. Here's the pitch to Groth. Ground ball to Marion. Flips to Shane Dienst. They get the force of Wertz. Side retired. We go to the top of the ninth. Another great game in this tournament. 1950 one and done tournament semifinal. For the whole tournament, championship for bracket 2. 5-4. Here are the last hope for the Cardinals. Musial, Slaughter, and Howerton, if anyone gets on, Marion. To face Fred Hutchinson. Hutchinson, 106 pitches. So far, he's good for 130. Hutchinson's gone 8 innings, 13 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Stan the man, 1 for 3. Singled in the first, knocking in Glaviano. Since then, he has grounded out, and walked. 1 swing and a bat by Stan the man Musial could tie it up. Righty-lefty matchup. Robinson sets the target behind the plate. Here is the pitch to Musial. He swings. Shallow fly ball to center. Groth comes in and makes the catch. 1 down. Tigers 2 outs away from advancing. Clinton Park says, this tourney has been nothing but great, even the upsets. This has been the best tournament I've played. So much fun. I have trouble with some of these names, and I apologize for that, but lots of fun. I've had some good tournament games. I like the one and done tournaments. I'm going to stay away. I want to finish up my long-term projects. I'm almost done with the 66 Red Sox. That's one I've been doing. I also have an Out of the Ballpark, the 60 season. That's open world, as you know. And the 72 season, which is now the 73 season, again, open world. That's just going to be continuous, that one. So I like these one-and-done tournaments. I got a few different angles on it. I got the 27 Yankees that take on all comers. I like to get back to that, where I just pick teams and they play against the 27 Yankees. That's fun. Usually the teams with very good starting pitching. All right, Slaughter's 2 for 4, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Enos. Fly ball to left center. Evers makes the diving catch. What a catch by Evers, robbing extra bases from Slaughter. That might have been a triple. It was going to definitely be a double. So 2 outs, and it comes down to Bob Howerton. The center fielder is 0 for 4. He needs to get on base to extend this game. He represents the tying run at the plate. Howerton had 10 home runs in 1950. Hutchinson up to 108 pitches. Howerton digs in. Righty-lefty matchup. Robinson wiggles the fingers. Pounds the mitt, sets the target. The windup and the pitch to Howerton. And he walked him. Howerton is on first. Game extended. Inning extended. Hopes extended for the Cardinals. He represents the tying run. And now we're going to go with our fastest runner, which is Harry Walker. Harry Walker will come into pinch run. He's 6 out of 10, just a little bit better. And here comes a shortstop, Marty Marion. So all hopes fall on the shortstop, Marty Marion's shoulders now. He's 2 for 4. Grounded out in the first, singled in the fourth, singled in the sixth, grounded to third in the eighth. Marion, only 4 home runs in 1950, 40 runs driven in. Callaway holding Walker on at first. Hutchinson still up on that mound, looking for the complete game victory. He sets and delivers to Marion. Lined hard and foul down the third base line. Marion's in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Detroit 1 strike away from advancing to the tournament championship against either the St. Louis Browns or the Boston Braves. I will be managing as the Boston Braves in that game whenever we choose to play it. Walker will be off on contact. Hutchinson, deep breath. He sets and delivers to Marion. Ground ball to Purdy. Goes to Callaway. Ball game over. Detroit wins the Bracket 2 championship, which is the semifinal of the tournament. They advance to the championship of the tournament against either the St. Louis Browns or the Boston Braves. Detroit wins 5-4 in another thriller in this 1950 tournament. And just one more time for my good friend Clinton Parks.
Red Schoendienst.
Red Schoendienst.
Yes, the St. Louis Browns are still in it. They're in it to win it. Because St. Louis, let me see here. Yeah, they crushed the Red Sox 14-2. Remember, I was crying after the game? No, I'm kidding. I wasn't crying. But... all right, let's go to the box score. Call it a stream. Winning pitcher, Fred Hutchinson. Losing pitcher, Staley. MVP, Fred Hutchinson. Player of the game. Go to the box score. Box score is up. We're going to go through the pitching first, as I always like to go through the pitching first. That's the way I do it. But first, let me say thank you to Clinton Parks in the chat for joining me, keeping me company. Greatly appreciate it. Also, thank you to Mark Forsberg. And when he watches this over, he was going to hit the hay. He has to get up to work. He'll enjoy it. He's a Detroit Tigers fan. It was a fun game, 5-4 Tigers victory. On to the championship they go in this 1950 one-and-done tournament. Winning pitcher Hutchinson, 9 innings, 13 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, no Ks. That is what you call a workmanlike performance. The St. Louis Cardinals, who I manage, we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitchers, but we were within one run of victory. Staley got the loss. He went 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 K. Dusick, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Boyer, 2/3 of an inning, 1 walk. Lanier, is it Lanier? Yeah, Lanier, 1 inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 run. That was a killer. That proved to be the winning run. It was earned. Struck out 1. Paulette, 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. Polhowski, 1/3 of an inning. No hits or walks or runs. Munger pitched the final inning, the 8th, bottom of the 8th. Gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, but no runs. So we pieced it together to give us a shot, and we lost by 1 run, 5-4. It was a fun game. I actually like managing or playing as lesser teams. It's more fun for me. That's just me. I enjoy it. I do tend to lose a lot, but to me it's more fun. Not losing. I don't like the losing part. But all right, let's go to the batting. And again, we used a plethora of players for the Cardinals. Glaviano, 3 for 5. He had a good tournament, 417 batting average. 1 run, 1 RBI. Red Schoendienst, 1 for 5. He's ended the tournament 286. Stan the Man Musial, 1 for 4, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He ended the tournament 308. Enos Slaughter, 2 for 5, 364 batting average for the tournament. Howerton, 0 for 4 with a walk. He didn't get a hit in the tournament. Walker was a pinch runner, did not bat. Marion, the shortstop, 2 for 5, finished at 364 for the tournament. Nelson, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. He finished at a very respectable 286. Del Rice, the catcher, 1 for 2, a run scored, an RBI, and a double, 167. Lowry, pinch hitter, he walked. Buka caught, did not hit. Staley, the starting pitcher, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Dusick pitched, did not hit. Boyer pitched, did not hit. Joe Garagiola, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. He ended up finishing 250 batting average for the tournament. Lanier pitched, did not hit. Paulette pitched, did not hit. Polhowski pitched, did not hit. Jones, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. That's Nippy Jones. And Munger pitched, did not hit. The Cardinals in defeat, 38 at-bats, 4 runs, 13 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, 1 double. The team batting average for the people who played in the game, 279. That's overall, not just, that's the full team batting average of the people who played in the game. That's the way I believe that's interpreted. For the victorious Detroit Tigers, Lippin, the shortstop, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. Pretty, 2 for 3, a run scored and a walk. Kell, 3 for 4, runs scored, an RBI and a walk. Vic Wertz, 0 for 3, he did have an RBI and the bases loaded walk, and he had 2 walks. Hoot Evers, 0 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Groff, the center fielder, 2 for 5, a run scored and a strikeout. Callaway, the first baseman, 1 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Swift, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a walk. He was replaced by Robinson, who walked. And Keller, the pinch hitter, walked. Hutchinson, 1 for 4, knocked in a run. Very good hitting pitcher, Fred Hutchinson. Actually batted over 300 in reality. So Detroit in a 5-4 victory, 33 at-bats, 5 runs, 11 hits, 5 RBIs, 7 walks, 3 Ks, 1 double. The players who played in this game, their combined average for their whole tournament so far, 282. Let's go to the recap. St. Louis scored first on the Stan Musial RBI single. Glaviano scored in the Top of the first, 1-0. That would hold up until the bottom of the third when Detroit sent 8 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk. George Kell singled, scoring Lipton, tied the ball game. Hoot Evers hit a grounder, scoring the runner from third, made it 2-1, and Don Calloway singled, scoring Kell, made it 3-1. St. Louis would tie the game up in the top of the fourth with 7 batters, scoring 2 runs on 4 hits. Del Rice doubled, scoring Nelson, 3-2. Detroit. Jerry Staley, the weak hitting pitcher, singled, scoring Rice, tied the ball game up at 3. We had another thriller going here at Briggs Stadium in this tournament. And then in the fourth, just outs later, Vic Wertz walked with the bases loaded, and Detroit took a 4-3 lead. Detroit would tack on another run in the seventh on 2 hits and a walk. Fred Hutchinson helped his own cause and the cause of the Tigers when he singled, knocking in Groth 5-3, and that was a huge insurance run as Tommy Glaviano in the top of the 8th singled, knocking in Rocky Nelson. The slow-footed Lowry didn't score on the ball, hit the left. St. Louis loses 5-4. Hats off to the Tigers. I should have pinch run for Lowry. I didn't really pay attention, that's my fault, to his base running ability. Tommy Glaviano in a losing effort for the Cardinals, 3 for 5. George Kell, 3 for 4. That's why you have bench coaches, you know. I missed it. My faux pas. Fred Hutchinson went the complete 9 with the win. Jerry Staley went 3 1/3, took the loss. So once again, the Tigers advance to the championship game of this 1951 and done tournament. They win bracket 2. They await the winner of the St. Louis Browns and Boston Braves for the bracket 1 championship. Detroit 5-4 winners. I'd like to say once again, thank you to Clinton Parks and Mark Forsberg. And Mike McAllister jumps in late. Hope all is well, Mike. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. And we might come back in a little bit with something else. I don't know yet. A little stuffy, but I'm not tired yet. So, health, happiness, happy new year coming up. Till next time, take care, bye-bye, and peace.